What's going on, YouTube? Today we are back. We are back. We are back. Another live stream for you. This time, man. This time, you fellas got to take the L. You got to take the L. Not all, right? Because I know the majority of us don't think this way, but a good amount do. And, you know, listen, I get it. We were all raised by our moms to some degree. So when we have to look at it like on how the level where we put our women is at a higher level than we put ourselves, not looking at the value that we offer and what we give to our community, man, something else. It's hilarious to me anyways, yo. But yo, this is gonna be a banger. This is going to be a banger. I got something dope for you. By representing my new show, Meet to Marry, coming soon. Here goes the intro. Stay tuned. All right. So we are back. So here we go. Like I said, I would like to have this topic today regarding you simps, regarding you men that put the woman, our sisters, above yourself. When you're the one that if someone broke into your house, you're going to have to protect and provide. You're going to be the one that's going to have to be the one to put your life on the line for our queens. They're your women. But you have to know where you stand in that household. That's why I say so. Here, let's listen to this first video and please chime into the chat. I dropped the link. Let me know what y'all think.
To a long-lasting marriage.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear?
Yes, dear.
So happy wife, happy life is real?
Happy wife, happy life is 100% real. You're never going to always make her happy, but you should damn sure try.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because listen, if you're not yes, dear, and her somebody else going yes, dear, you better yes, dear. Don't get cocky. Don't get all caught up in your machismo that like she needs to listen to me because I'm the man, I'm the husband. What? Because there's somebody to listen to her, and listen, women are emotional, man. And once she gets that emotional, Marvin Gaye says sexual healing, right? That emotional healing is even more powerful.
Absolutely.
So yes, it's a yes, dear situation. There's times I don't want to, but like, yes, I yes, dear. Like when it comes time to like take my daughter to like practice or something, she'll sit there. My wife she likes to do the French thing.
Anybody bought that? Did anybody buy that? I'm gonna have to listen. Off the chain. Some of you fellas, man. I get it. You do what you gotta do. You do what you feel like you need to do for your wife, right? But you gotta keep it real. To sit there and say that your wife comes above anything and all you have to do is say yes there. Now, here's the thing. This man is married to a white woman. I don't know if where the level he put that woman is above himself because of a skin complexion thing or if he's just naturally like that with any woman. But it makes no sense to act like you're going to put her above your purpose and say yes there for whatever she got to say. I'm going to play that again because I just need y'all. We got to touch this. We got to touch this. Let's play that again.
What's the key to a long-lasting marriage?
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
So happy wife, happy life is real.
Happy wife, happy life is 100% real. You're never gonna always make her happy, but you should damn sure try.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because listen, if you're not yes dear and her somebody else going yes dear, you better yes dear. Don't get cocky. Don't get all.
Now let's break that part down right there. If you don't yes dare her, somebody else is going to yes dare her. Why are you with that woman? If the mentality is that she needs to be at you know, everything she says you need to do. You need to be at her beck and whim. You need to be at her feet and say yes there to everything she says, or she's going to cheat. Why are you with that woman? I don't understand. Why are we like this? Why are we raised like this? Like, what's going on with us? Let's keep going.
Caught up in your machismo that like she needs to listen to me because I'm the man, I'm the husband. What? Because there's somebody to listen to her, and listen, women are emotional, man. And once she gets that emotional, Marvin Gaye says sexual healing, right? That emotional healing is even more powerful.
Absolutely.
So yes, it's a yes dear situation. There's times I don't want to, but like yes, I yes dear. Like when it comes time to like take my daughter to like practice or something, she'll sit there. My wife she likes to do the French thing.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, everyone in life you got to give some type of pushback to. You can't just sit there and say yes, dear, for every little thing your wife says. But man, I'm gonna play another video, and this one's gonna piss y'all off because the argument that this dude got into on No Fugazi podcast is insane. Because I grew up in New York where a lot of dudes think like this. I'm talking
So
about
you
a
said
lot.
that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God. Before, I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said, as you know, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God, how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. That's what you said, right? Okay.
Correct.
Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right. Now, in regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect. Man is something.
So the man is just a social construct. It's almost like he's saying the man is an idea, as opposed to a vital part of what it takes for a woman to even procreate, have a child. Yeah, let's
Totally
keep going.
different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from a embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man. So when we're talking about those two terms, you got to go to get to a man. And then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
Okay, so you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural.
Correct.
Do I have that correct? And you're
Correct,
saying
correct.
the reason why, you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could,
Right.
the
logic
put it
was
together.
the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have a
Okay,
male.
well,
So at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite.
So nowhere in nature you can find a father. Everything starts with a seed. And then the seed has to fertilize what it can. Usually a seed, you, black man, you have a seed in you. So to act like the father is just an idea is crazy. And it's wild because you could tell who raised this man. But let's keep going.
of the mother. But there's no such thing really as a father.
Can you explain how the father is a social construct?
It's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean, I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So
okay, so
you could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes.
At 12 years old.
Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. You don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it. What do you mean?
No.
I don't understand then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand shit. Like come on,
not
bro.
understand.
Like, we gonna turn this into is this some type of entertainment or something? I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman is God. I don't know you. I didn't research you. I just came over here because okay. So what are we doing?
We'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion man to man, right? Mm-hmm. You just said that the man is a social construct.
I said the father is. You're saying that the man is. Right.
Okay,
let's just two things. You asked me about the man and the father.
You said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain how isn't the father not from nature? That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack, I got.
Nah, he don't have enough testosterone, kid. That doesn't exist in there.
At least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there. You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed and the life form starts there. You won't have a plant if you don't plant a seed first. So you saying that a father is a social construct is a lie is what I'm saying. Get to dispute the point that the father doesn't hold the seed. So we plant the seed in a woman and then life grows from that. Women bring about life. The life form is actually in a man. So explain to me again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed.
Listen, y'all, the link is in the chat. If you want to join this discussion, I would love to hear another side of this game because this is wild, man. I don't even know what's going on.
You sound, you don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense. You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed. How could you have seeds running up and through your body? That makes no sense. A seed is not a fucking tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about an apple seed or orange seed,
a seed is something that fertilizes another. That's what a seed does. You think all seeds look the same? Do you think all seeds look like lima beans? Like what's going on with this man? Black man. This is why a lot of women say black men struggle leading because of this mindset, this concept. It's crazy.
Wrong though.
Listen, an avocado seed or whatever the case may be. Now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him the penis too. Did you forget that she gave him the sperm?
No.
So
can you explain in a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the life form? You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layers to things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi.
Look at his eyes. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Look at his eyes. You could tell he's not confident in what he's saying.
Just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layers to things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi.
He's trying to find an answer.
If I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you. The woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with A woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get a penis from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the man, since the man determines the sex of the baby. Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome, men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense, and men do dictate the sex of the baby. So if he's dictating the sex of the baby, let's peel the layer back even further. That means that the man actually dictates how many men are going to be in this world, how many women are going to be in this world. The list goes on and on. Your father dictated that you would have a beard. Your father dictated that you would have a beard and
look at his eyes.
Be a man.
He's
from
looking
what
away.
I can
He's
see.
not
You
sure.
get what I'm saying? Your mother didn't determine that. So you.
He's thinking about everything he's saying, and he knows it's true. But because he said what he said, he has to stand firm on it. He's not going to budge. So it's going to get to the point where you know when a man is losing an argument and they can't come at you with logic. So instead of hitting you with the logic, they start to insult. They're very feminine when they deal with things like this because there's absolutely nothing he could say that could refute what he's saying right now. Let's keep going.
You should be thanking your father because your father truly created you. Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
You sound uneducated, like to the point where this is so level of surface to the point.
God dang, man.
How could you sit here? I'm just asking you, like, how could you sit here and tell me that my father gave me what all males are females before they turn into a male based off the decision of the mother. Every male can look at their actual scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their penis. All male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clitoris. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside-out female. I'm sorry that this man has.
Yo, I blame the damn school system. What? What? The schools failed us, man. And it's these public school systems. What are they teaching you? Simple biology on how a child is formed, on how a seed is planted, the XY chromosome, and what it holds in order to know that the men dictate the sex of the child. But he's so wrapped up in his feminist ideologies that is, I should say ideologies because he's an idiot, that he can't see what he's saying sounds crazy. Let's keep going.
Never been told that, and he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever taught him anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life. You don't even know if that's your father, but your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything about your mother because that's where you came from. That's your.
So you saying your mom's a hoe? Because in all actuality, your mother should know who your father is, and you would know who your father was because you end up growing features that look like your father as you get older. You resemble your father. So in some cases, how you walk, how you talk, your mannerisms pick up after the man. It picks up after your father, you as a man. So to sit there and say, you don't know who your father is, you're pretty much discrediting a lot of women that did the right thing. It's like, yo, come on, son.
First home, that's your first origin. The black woman has always been considered God, even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make a male God. But it was never a male that was being God. It was always the woman. In Islam, it was the woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman. In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia, it was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to respond to the man, even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup and she's using her menstrual.
The same argument could be said for you not reading biology, right? So you could read all those other books, right? That was quote unquote written by man. But biology is proof. So there's absolutely no logic in his argument. But he's going to stand 10 toes down. It gets worse.
Blood to do it within her womb. That's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. You literally coagulate a child in your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood. That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body. But it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave that to you. She birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God. Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God.
Oh man, you got something on your lip. Yo, this is where the problem is, right? Like I said, the education system, feminism, the lack of male leadership, guidance by proper men in your lifetime to give you the confidence to know where you come from, right? The fact that you men, you black men, would consider to be the closest thing to God if you read the Bible, right? If you really stop listening to the rhetoric that you'll hear on Oprah, national syndicated shows, Tyler Perry movies, too much of that is destroying the black community. It's got this man here right now bugging. You bugging, son. Let's keep going.
How can a man be a God when he cannot produce life? A man cannot sustain life. He does not have breast milk.
Got you. You done or are you still going?
No, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. So if you want to go and respond, you can go.
Okay. So, I mean, everything you said was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense. It didn't correlate to anything.
Which part? Which
One
part?
plus
Which
one
part?
didn't add up.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't have any rebuttal to it. You just started speaking nonsense. But let me ask you a question.
I have to force myself to speak because you won't allow me to.
Does one
You're
plus
asking
one
me
equal
another
two?
question. Yeah,
Does one plus one equal two?
No, one and one come together. They merge. That's one, right? Think about
Okay.
it, right?
God dang.
When
So
one and
Chad
one come together,
proves
they
my
merge,
point.
right?
The nigga don't
Right.
know what one plus
and
one equals.
merge, right?
He said that.
Oh, oh man. Yo, 1 plus 1 equals 1. They merge, right? They merge together, so they end up being 1. Even if you look at that, that's still 2. Yo, my man, what are you talking about? What's happening? What? Yo.
One and one put it
merges.
together, they merge. One, right? If I
Oh,
come
God
together with a
dang.
woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and
All
that
right.
woman go into each other? Now we one. I got my dick, I am one. At the end of the day, what
So
you
you
mean?
got to
1 plus
watch
1
on your
equals
left
2.
hand. You got to watch on your left hand. If you
Right.
put another watch on your left hand, will you have one watches or two watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just one watch. If they put together, if you leave, they merge together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is insane. This is insane. So simple math he's struggling with, right? Simple math he's struggling with. One watch on one hand. If I put another watch on this hand, they merge together and become one watch. So I'm looking at the time on my watch. If you can see my watch, if there was 2 watches on this hand, there'll be 1 time. That's what he's saying right now. That's what he's saying. That's what they sell you in these schools, kid. I'm gonna start homeschooling because this is out of control. I have to talk to my wife. We're gonna have to start homeschooling my son. What? Or did he just not go to school? Like, was he the one that skipped the class and was chasing the goddesses, right? Because, you know, they're queens and gods. So he was trying to drink their bathwater. And because he spent all his junior years doing that, he doesn't even know how to add. Simple math.
You see what I'm talking about? You want me to have
if you
two.
put the watch on a different hand, would you have two watches on you?
I don't know. If you take a man wig off, then would you be bald headed? I don't know, bro. We all got questions that they ask us. I mean, shit. I mean, what you want to do? I don't
What?
know, bro.
I'm
Is we on
curious.
this build? Are we on this build or what? What we gonna do, bro?
This what we're gonna do, because I'm actually curious. Because the last people I had on here, I had 4 other people that had your same points of view, right? And now let's change up the dialogue a little bit, because I'm curious of knowing. I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 + 1 = 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you, and see if we can come to agreement on something. That's what I want to get here. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool.
No, it doesn't. He did not understand what he just said. He didn't understand what he just said. He just said it makes sense because it sounded like something sound, but he did not understand what he just said. And you saw it all on his face. His face said it all. This dude's an idiot.
I want to know this because I spoke with, you're the 5th person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, you have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
It's knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experiences. I know my mother. So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator.
So is this what single moms are teaching their sons, that they're their gods? They're their gods? Listen, I don't want to believe that single moms are out in this world right now telling their sons, I'm your God. So believe it. I don't want to believe that. My mother didn't tell me that. So I don't want to believe that, well, he looks like he's roughly my age. That women were growing young men up in my age bracket telling their sons, follow me, I'm your God. What? What? All right.
So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book and what you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme map of things. Everything in nature is telling you.
Clarence, I seen that you
don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me every
someone
fucking
came
30
in the
seconds.
chat. Clarence, I
You
see you
don't
coming
have
in
to
here.
stop
Give it
me
2
every 30
seconds.
seconds,
I'll
bro.
add you
30
in after I
seconds?
have this discussion with him.
I get
Once
30
again,
seconds to speak, like every
listen,
single
man,
time.
it's a
Is that what you
podcast, and
feel?
I had
You're
someone trying to
intimidated.
join the live stream.
You're intimidated, bro.
No,
That's
I
all
had
it
someone
is.
trying
You're
to join the live
intimidated.
stream.
You don't.
Doesn't he sound like a bad bitch? You know those women that be like, I got all this money. I intimidate the man. I intimidate the men. Y'all feel some type of way. Nigga, ain't nobody intimidated by you. Ain't nobody intimidated by you. Oh, we got a super chat. We got a super chat, my man. He said, this is beyond wild and disturbing. My man, I feel the same way. This can't be serious. I said, I believe he is saying this just for the clicks and views. Yo, you know what, David? What's so crazy? He's not. He's not. Believe it or not, David, I grew up with men that used to talk this way. And to some degree, I do believe a lot of black men feel this way. I do believe that a lot of black men hold his sentiments where they see a black woman and they almost like these women don't even fart. Listen, I'm not going to take away when I was young, I had that same feeling, right? Because I grew up primarily by my mom. So it's almost like, yo, they don't fart, they don't shit, they don't do nothing nasty. Women are flawless. The thing is, as you get older, you're supposed to grow out of that and become more realistic to what life actually is. The problem is that some of these men are not educated enough to do that. So they believe that dropping to a woman's beck and call, calling them goddesses, queens, any a deity, anything that makes them feel like you are above man, right? And the black woman is the closest thing to God. I believe a lot of black men struggle with that. We struggle with that. As crazy as this sounds, we struggle with that, with the reality of life and truly understanding that that's not how it works, man. You, black man, if you looked at your Bible, will realize that you're the closest thing to God. God created you in his image. You, the man, to plant the seed. One man can fertilize half the population with literally one. Let's keep this a family show. With one ejaculation, a black man can literally fertilize half the population, create mad kids. Whereas a woman, it'll take her 9 months to drop the baby and then months to recover. So to sit down and say that black women are gods, to me is off the chain. It's off the chain. But I'm gonna keep playing it, man. Let's keep going.
I want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of the year, you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come
If
on,
I can
man.
sit there and listen to you and
Nah,
you
man.
can't listen to me,
I mean,
you
listen, bro.
told
We
us
could
about a pregnant male rat. You
intimidate,
told us
bro.
the science
I do
brought about a
debates with
pregnant
men
male
in
rat.
person. You could come here in person.
No.
No one's intimidated, bro. No
You
one's
gotta be.
no
It's
one
gotta be
feels like that.
something. Then
You could
why
have this
won't you let
discussion
me
in
speak the
person.
whole
The same way I'm
podcast?
conveying myself with you over here, it'll be
The
in
whole
person. And actually,
podcast,
it'll be
bro.
more
Listen,
intense.
y'all.
We said that influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.
Looking for God.
Okay? Explain, elaborate. What did you
God
find
had,
that made you really think that the black woman is God?
my mother
Like
was in my face the whole time. She was in my face the whole time, and I didn't realize that
okay.
that was God. So they told me that my mother, everything was outside of me. They told me that everything else was my mother. Everything else is God but your mother. And then you look at why they oppress every woman in religion. Christianity, their God says it's okay to rape women.
So if you look at Christianity, right, or if you even look at any type of text when it comes to just many different religions, usually, unless you're looking at ancient Greece, right, usually they try to have the context that there's only one God and no God shall come before me. So to look at black woman as God, right, that's a problem because how many black women are on this planet? I'm gonna want to say we're in the millions, man. Like, I don't know, probably even hitting damn near a billion across the planet. So to say all of them, the ones that's twerking, you're calling Sexy Red a god, you're calling Sukihana a god, you're calling some of the worst, the women that's out there doing some of the most egregious things to their children, you're calling them gods. This is where this type of talking becomes very harmful in our community because you're putting them on a pedestal that they do not deserve to be on. Don't. They don't. You could even say something like the closest thing to But to actually call them gods because your mama raised you, your mama had you feeling like she was a god, man.
Woman. Islam, they say it's okay to be a woman. Allah is literally a lot. So they literally define everything in women. It's all about women oppression and for women not to realize that they are the true creators. That's why the patriarch took over. The patriarch literally took over the matriarch. The matriarch had always been in rulership. That's why they studied the goddess Hathor. They literally was with the queen of heaven in Jeremiah 44. They spoke about the goddess everywhere.
Got
Tuarat
you.
was the
I
first
have another
deity
question for
that
you
was
too.
ever worshipped. See, like I said, I get 30 seconds.
Oh no,
So
you
you don't
explained
really
it.
want to
Now I
do
have
this.
another
Yeah,
question for
It's
you.
his
I'm
podcast.
saying I wasn't done.
Oh,
That's what
you
I'm
have
saying. Let
more?
me know
Go.
how long I'll get. I mean, you just stopped me. You're gonna keep doing this, so go ahead.
I mean, it's
It's just it's
you
okay.
explained
It's
all the way
okay.
down to
Go
how it
ahead,
went.
bro. Go ahead.
Got
Go
it.
ahead, bro. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
and also I'll just give you the rules of the podcast. So get used to it. So guess what? This is called order, right? Men create order. This is my platform, so there's a hierarchy to things. It's my rules, so if I set the rules and you follow the rules, right? When you have your own podcast and you invite me on, you set the
Right.
rules and I follow those rules. Life is in hierarchy. So I have a question for you.
So
You
then
just said
you
that the
don't want to hear it.
matriarchy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Listen, you
Of
just
course, you
said
just
that
had a question for me.
you just said that the matriarchy was
Right.
taken over by the patriarchy. How can
Correct.
if the matriarchy is natural, right? It's a natural way of life. It's nature, right? You said the father doesn't come from nature, but the woman does come from nature. If that's the case, if the woman was first, you say that the woman is first. My question is, if the woman came first and you think the black woman is God, why is it that she's always being taken over by a man? Wouldn't
Who
you
said
think you just said that the
okay,
patriarchy
okay. No,
always takes over the
I'll let you
matriarchy?
finish. I'll let you finish so I can speak. Go ahead.
That's my question. You just said that the patriarchy always
I
takes
know
over
what
the
I said.
matriarchy. How can you say and even think logically that the woman came first if she's not strong enough to defend for herself? Answer it now.
Well, I'll calm down a little bit. Now, let me answer. In regards to the patriarchy taking over the matriarchy, it had nothing to do with strength. You have to understand that's brute strength. So what it was the
God
son
dang.
turned against his mother. The son literally turned against his mother. So instead of being a protector,
So to use like words like you're a god and you're strong, right? Because gods are known to have power, right? Gods are known to be able to manipulate things. If you start looking at a black woman, and I'm not taking away from a black woman's beauty, right? Black women are beautiful. Hands down. My wife is beautiful. Problem is this. What could a black woman do? See, and this is the question that I wish No Fugazi would have asked. What could a black woman do that any other race of woman can't do? If you can leave it, if you're gonna stuck with procreation, every race of woman can procreate, right? If you're gonna look at what talent, okay, there's talent in almost every race. We all just good at different things. We could just sit there and say that we love our black women. Period. I think that's the best thing to say. We love y'all. We're attracted to y'all. We think very highly of y'all. Say that. But to put them on a deity status, it's insane. It's insane.
the son became the predator. And then Christianity and all of these other religions were created to teach men that they were higher than women. How do you think the oppression started, woman? They needed religious context to literally turn your man against you. You can look throughout all the religions
Did you
and you
ever
can
think that
see
the
where you were
woman,
governing.
that the
Can you
man is
shut
just
the
stronger
fuck
than a
up, nigga?
woman? Do you
God
ever just
damn,
think
bro.
that the man is
Nigga
just
on some
stronger
whole
than a
shit.
woman
This
and
nigga
more
on some whole
superior than a
shit, man.
woman?
You's a bitch, nigga. On
Did
my
you ever
mama,
think
you a
that?
bitch. Fuck
Say
wrong
that to
with
my
you, bro?
face, man. You
I
welcome
said
here. I
you's a
have you
bitch,
on.
nigga.
I
I
have
don't
you
give a
on.
fuck where you
I
at,
have
nigga. I
you
don't
on,
give a
bro.
fuck. Smash the shit.
And here's the thing, right? Whenever you see men act like that, there's no logic in them, right? There's no logic. They're strictly running off of emotion. So the emotion in the man can't say, you know what? This is his podcast. I don't run this. You know, if you want to have your own podcast to spit your rhetoric, YouTube is free. anyone can grab a mic for $50 at a store, put the components in your computer for it to actually work, open a YouTube account, and talk whatever crap you want to talk. And there's people that's going to believe it, and there's people that's going to follow it. So yeah. So the simple fact that this man chose to say, yo, I'm going to get disrespectful to a man on his own podcast because he's cutting me off. He can't yield the mic. So instead of just yielding the mic when the man that owns the podcast says yield the mic, you're going to turn into, yo, this nigga is this and fuck this nigga. I like it. Come on, son. You're not helping nobody. You ain't doing nothing. You actually making yourself look more and more feminine, kid. I don't know where men think it's masculine to poke out their chest and act like, yo, I could fight you and I could beat you. That's not masculine. Masculinity comes with a sense of calm. I'm able to look at the room. I'm able to see what's going on. I'm able to understand and have conversations without it turning emotional. And then if I don't know where this conversation is going, it's either I exit the room or I stay in this room and I listen and learn something. But instead of learning, you Negroes get so emotional that y'all be willing to fight. This happens in the street every day, which is why we are out here red rubbing each other left and right because of your emotions. Because y'all don't have the men to teach y'all how to do this, how to get along in life, how to move, not to be out there 100% like my man on this screen right here. It's crazy. You got to go to threats to get your point across?
Listen, actually, here's what I'll do for you, because I've been waiting for someone like you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'll send you out here.
You's a bitch.
I'll send you out here, right? I'll send you out here.
What you giddy now?
I'll pay for your ticket to come out here. I'll pay for your ticket to come out here, and we can do this debate live in person. And I guarantee you won't have that. I guarantee you it. I had another man talk crazy just like you, but in person, he wasn't speaking that crazy. It was an entirely different story.
Bro, you can tell everybody in the room can see you a bitch, man. Everybody in the room can see you a little hoe, bro.
Now you're making ad hominems. No one made ad hominems about you. This nigga looking like a fake Drake over here, man. This nigga looking sweet as cheese. How you over here trying to act hard when you get your eyebrows done every day? This nigga looking sweet. This nigga sweet as pie with that little chain on. Nigga squinching his eyes. Nigga, what's in your eye? Why you keep squinching your eyes like that? Trying to have the light skin look. Yeah. Come on, bro. Calm down with all that. Nigga, let's have a regular discussion.
Nah, he's squinching his eyes because he's not confident in what he's saying. He's not confident in the way he's moving, right? And he knows what he looks like. But he's trying to stand 10 toes down because his mom is probably watching him. So the mindset is, yo, mom, look, I'm defending you black women. I'm talking to this bitch ass nigga and I'm trying to show him that I'm a gangster. So I stick up for my black queens, my goddesses. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to look tough by trying to defend talking points that make no sense. 1 + 1 is 2, kid.
Making that hominem text. I ain't make none on you. You made them first. So we can defend this debate.
This dude a whole white boy.
Call him a white boy?
I said a white boy. Just because you can't articulate yourself.
That's not even mean.
Just because you can't articulate yourself.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Doesn't mean that I'm a white boy because I can. That don't mean that, nigga. Chat is clowning you right now. But anyways, bro, here's what I'm saying, man. Everything that you said is all false because the root of it, the cause of it is false. The man is superior than a woman. Why doesn't a matriarchy?
If the matriarchy will always be in existence. It's just been hijacked by the patriarchy. You women still produce us. Can you just chill for a minute? Can you give me a little bit so I can talk to people to get them to understand why I'm coming from?
No. It ain't going like that. That isn't how it goes, bro. Because you're not answering questions, bro.
I'm tired of your questions. Just let me speak.
Listen, man, if you're tired of the questions, then you can hop off the stream, bro. You're just speaking nonsense right now.
Frustrated. Like I said, you're intimidated. For you not to let me talk, but I'm over here. It's
Nigga,
really
you look like a
crazy as
broke
hell.
Drake, nigga. Who
I
intimidated
know,
by
but you
you,
said
nigga?
that. You said that already. You said that already.
No one
You
said
said that
broke.
already.
And
You got
listen,
it
you don't
broke
have
today.
good active listening
Corny
skills,
ass
buddy.
shit, man.
You don't
Corny.
have good active
Look,
listening skills.
look at
Low
bro. You got a
IQ.
man wig on.
Low
You got a
IQ,
man
man.
wig on, and you talking about Drake, man.
This nigga said
Like
a man
fucking
wig,
look at
bro.
you.
My hair
I
is
don't know
just
what the
long,
fuck.
man. It's just
Okay,
long.
well,
I
line
have
that
good
shit
hair,
up.
bro.
Mind your shit up.
Yeah,
Mind your
it's
shit
all
up. You
good.
see that shit?
Look at your
Whack ass
headline,
shit.
buddy.
You sitting there. Look at it. It's lined
Look,
up, nigga.
now,
What the
your
fuck is wrong
junk is
with your
crooked.
shit?
Your junk leaning over here, bruh.
All right, bro.
Your
All
junk.
right.
And he talking about his hair, but he definitely got that spray stuff, that black spray that I think they call it the Beijing. I don't know. I don't do all that. But you talking about my man hairline, but son, you look like you had it a hairline sprayed on. They put a piece of paper like like right here, and they take the spray and they get that on to make it nice and sharp. But except his is leaning a little bit to the right. What is he talking about? Like, the man got long hair. How's that a man wig?
All right.
Yeah, your junk
Okay.
tilted.
That's what we get.
Anyways, so
Intimidation.
like I
At its
said, there's a
finest.
hierarchy.
You
You started
don't
the
want
ad
me to
hominems.
talk.
I
You don't
didn't
want me to
start the
speak.
ad
You don't
hominems.
want me to speak.
But here's what it is. It's a hierarchy to thing. So if you don't want to follow the orders,
You don't want nobody to talk, though. I don't understand. Man, you's a nigga. You didn't want to do nothing anyway. You got your ass murdered over here. You got your ass murdered over here.
I
You
mean,
can't fuck with
you
me.
believe
So
that
you
1 plus
upset.
1
You
doesn't
mad.
equal 2.
You call it whatever.
And
You
I
asking
already
the
said
fucking
we
questions.
could have this live stream
You
in
asking the
person.
conversation. Man,
And
Drake,
I
man,
trust
come
you
on,
in
man.
person. You wouldn't have this energy.
Bro,
I'll
I would
literally
beat
fly
the
you
fuck
out.
out you, man. Y'all
I'll
beat
come
the
out.
fuck out you, bro. I'm
I'll
not
bring
no
you
There you
out
baby,
here,
go.
bro.
There you go. The
I'm
threats.
not your little
Listen,
boy. I'm not
I'll
your little
bring you
toy.
out here.
You're talking.
I'll bring
You're
you out
just
here.
talking. We're talking
Do you take
on
my
a fucking
offer? I'll
platform.
actually
We're
offer you.
having
So
a
this what men. This
conversation
what
as a
men do.
debate, and
This
you
what men
scared.
do. Because
You
let's
scared
see
to
if
have
you're
the
really man of your
conversation.
word. Men are men of their word. So here's my word. Here's my word. I'll fly you out here and we can have this debate in person. I'll put it on my word. If you really want to come out here, I'll fly you out here and we can do it in person. And after that, we could box. How about that? Let's do it. If you really feeling that, if you really feeling froggy, nigga, leap. I'll send
Look
you
at
out
his
here. I'll
eyes.
put that on my
Look at his
word.
eyes.
And we got hundreds of people in here. No. You want to approve to that offer? If not, then shut up, nigga, and pay attention to the hierarchy. Here's the rules. So I'm going to ask you
More
questions and then you're going to listen and you're going to answer these questions. Because you're just talking just to talk. Do you understand? So,
Hey, you're a
question
scary
here.
little boy. You're a scary little boy,
Cool,
man.
man.
That's
You
all
still
it is.
talking,
You're
bro.
a scary little boy,
Question
man.
here.
I'm from
How
Chicago,
can
puss ass nigga.
you
You
still
talking about
didn't?
flying?
What does being from Chicago have to do with it? Why do we do that? Why do we get mad and get into an argument and we start repping our city? What has Chicago ever paid you? What has Chicago ever done for you? Why do we do that? Like, you listen, I live in Charlotte, but I'm from New York. And I'm not out here getting mad at people and being like, yo, shine, I'm from Queens, nigga. What up, nigga? I'm not doing that. That's dumb. What does that even mean? I'm not going to win because I'm from Queens. I'm going to win because I know how to fight. That's it. Why? What are we doing? What is this? What is
Out
this?
a nigga and fighting. He's talking about flying me out and trying to box
Listen,
and have a
my
debate.
finances is good.
What's wrong with dudes,
My finances is good. I've been waiting
What's
for
wrong
somebody
with 'em?
like you that's talking
We
spicy.
debate,
This is what I do.
I told you you's a bitch,
This
man.
is what
and
I
you
do,
know
man.
you's a bitch. You don't do shit. You can tell you a white boy.
Well,
You a little white boy that like to play.
White boy.
I
You
see
like to
that
do
you
this
ain't
little
want my
jokey
offer, but
shit.
listen, homie had to go. He just talking to talk.
Thanks.
He talking silly. Chat, this is what we happen when you talk to feminine men and emotional men.
There
They
we
get
go.
all soft. They can't have a good conversation, a good back and forth. He doesn't respect an hierarchy, which is why he doesn't respect the patriarchy. He's speaking nonsense, which I checkmated them on many times. He believed that
The link is in the description. If you do, in the chat, I'm sorry. If y'all want to come in, have a little quick conversation. I think I'm going to shut this off early, but man.
1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. He's living in La La Land. He's literally a female, which is crazy. Also, he doesn't understand that if a creator is creating beings, human beings, and we all know that the world was created with animals first. We all know that there's times of day, there's night and there's day. Why would God create a being that's a woman that is higher in estrogen and that's higher in trait neuroticism, which means that they feel more emotions and more negative emotions, meaning that the woman being created first has a higher probability of being scared of the dark than a man. Back in the day, there weren't any electricities and lights and stuff. So why would God create a woman first that is weaker, that can't manipulate the world how the man can, that can't create the infrastructure and build shelter and create a fire and housing like a man can? Why would he create the woman first that's going to be ate by the wildebeest and the tigers and lions? That sounds silly to create the weaker thing first. So if you like that clip and
Listen, I don't know what all that stuff was at the end talking about light in the dark and all that stuff. I mean, that all sounds cool. I'm not even gonna pretend like I even understand all of that. But what I do understand though is that yes, God created man to manipulate the world. Everything that you see, from the roads you walk on, the sidewalks, the cars you drive in, the houses, the granite countertops, everything that you can look at, your TV, your computer that you're using, the internet, the Wi-Fi, pretty much the infrastructure that it all takes for this stuff to run and even be maintained is maintained by men. So I'm guessing that's what essentially he was trying to say. So if God created us to build, then yeah. But here's the thing: a lot of these type of men, right? A lot of those type of men. I'm gonna bring it back to him so everyone can see who I'm talking about. I'm talking about my man. Just in case you're now coming into the room, I'm talking about my man over here on the right side, right? Anyone like this type of man, understand where he's coming from. He's not coming from a place of logic. He's not coming from a place of like, I know, I actually did my research. I actually know what I'm talking about. I studied. Now I'm going to have the argument because it's coming from actual data. There's no data or facts in anything that he said. My man said if I put two watches on one hand, I now have one watch. So anything that's sitting side by side is one. That doesn't make sense. Me and my wife, we could do things as a unit, right? We have the same goals. We have the same plans on where we want to go, right? But she's still her. I don't deal with her emotions and her feelings throughout the day. I could understand it. I could talk to her and we could try to work it out. But we're still two. We just come together as one when it comes to a certain goal. But it's still two. Because 1+1 is 2. We don't, it doesn't work in this world like these specific type of men think. And like I said, not for nothing, I grew up with a lot of them dudes, man. A lot of them dudes. Hate to say it, but we overuse the word, I know. But he's a simp. He puts women above him. That's essentially what a simp is. You put woman above your purpose, above who you're supposed to be in life. But then the thing is, right, when you tend to do that, and this is the question for the ladies. I think I'm going to bring this up on Grown Men Talking. There's a question for the ladies. When you have a man like that, do you really respect him? Could you really respect a man like that? Could you respect a man like the man in the first video that I played that says, yes, dear, to everything you say? There's no pushback. There's no rebuttal. There's no leadership. Anyone knows to be a leader, you have to be able to be disagreeable. Any CEO of a company is a disagreeable man. Believe me when I tell you, every CEO is disagreeable. Every director that I know is disagreeable. Every area vice president that I know is disagreeable. No one says yes to anything that everyone says. That's dumb. And you're at that point, you're no longer the leader. She is. And yet you hear a lot of women walking around saying, what's the first thing you hear a sister saying that they want from a man? Don't matter the race. It don't matter the race. Let's get off of race at this point. Let's just talk about man and woman. What's the first thing you hear women saying they expect in a man? They want you to be a provider and a protector, right? And also, they're looking for leadership, guidance, procreation, problem solving, right? I gotta give a shout out to Crimson Cure. She says it all the time. 4 P's: protection, provision, problem solving, and procreation. All traits of a man that leads. So what is this? Like, what is this? To the point where he couldn't even have a logical conversation without getting emotional and pretty much saying, yo, I'm from Chicago, Shane. I'm from Chicago, Shane. I'll fuck you up, Shane. Really? Y'all on the internet. Anybody that I argue with in my comment section, I'm never going to see them. Anyone that I argue with on the internet, you can come on my panel. I'm never going to see you. So you can say whatever you want to say. In all reality, you just talking. So why would I even threaten you? Why would I go online and make myself look like I can't control my emotions and myself? Listen, fellas, get in tune with yourself. Get in tune with your emotions. It's the reasons why so much of us are out there right now getting red rummed in the street. It's the reason why so much of us can't get the jobs that we want. It's the reason why so much of us can't get the deals, can't get the people that we want to work with, can't get the, just the agreement with other people. We can't get it because we can't get in control of our emotions because we're more like this dude than anything. There's more black men like him than they are like myself. And I know that. And I'm not saying not putting myself on no like crazy high pedestal, like I'm better than every other black man out there. No. I learned logic. I learned to think before I do things. It was actually strategically taught to me by older men in my life that said, this is how you need to be. My father came back into my life. It was rules that was laid down for me to be the man that I am today. I didn't get that by looking at my mother as a god. That's crazy. That's putting my mother above the actual God. That's crazy. No man comes before God. So for my man to sit here and say that the black woman is God, right? It's wild. It's wild. Black women are beautiful, yes. Oh man, 100%. Do most of us black men feel like we need y'all? We do. We love y'all. We do. We marry y'all the most. But at no point in time would I put a woman at deity status. Not my wife, not my mom, not my aunties, none of them. They're women. They're the women that love me and they're the women that I love. And that's it. That's it. I'm sorry. You know, like I said, I grew up around like 5%ers and, you know, God bodies and dudes in New York that act like, you know, it's all about mathematics and logic and this and that and that. And those dudes don't talk like him per se, right? He's a special breed of coon, of a, let me not even say coon. He's a special breed of simp, right? Where he's below anything that man has taught him. He's even below his school books because there was no education in what he said. Everything he said. How is it that the man who carries the seed, not the closest thing to create the creation? We are literally the ones that plant the seed for a child to be born. Without a seed, an egg is dormant. That's just how it goes. Life, the egg, life, the sperm, I'm sorry, actually has to keep swimming around. That's what it does. Swims. Sorry for the visual graphics, YouTube, but that's what it does. It swims, right? So it's actually a thing that's consistently moving. What does an egg do? The egg sits there. It waits. It waits to be fertilized. This is basic 101 biology. There's nothing new about this. This is not something that hasn't been known for the past like 100 years. I don't know why we're here trying to rewrite this and make it something else and make it into what we want it to be. That's what I realize a lot of us Black people do. We grab something and we say, because it doesn't feel right to me, I'm going to make it what I want it to be. That's not logic. That's just being an idiot. That's going against everything that makes sense. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. Basic math. You can't make 1 + 1 1 because the 2 merges together and you want it to be 1. That's not how life works. We got to come down to reality. A man like that, I could tell off the rip, he's not productive. There's no high productivity there. He's not out moving and shaking and changing things in the world and becoming, he's not. He's too busy looking at women as gods. He's too busy feeling like he's inferior to his own women. Right? So, fellas, wake up call. I just had to bring this to y'all attention tonight. Please, please, please. Like the video as soon as you come in the room. Make sure you leave a comment. Comments help with the algorithm. On top of that, I want y'all to be prepared for my Meet to Marry. Oh, seems like I dropped off for a minute there. I have to call Spectrum. Listen, fellas, if y'all want to join in, tap into my dating show, Meet to Marry, you are more than welcome. Stay tuned. Here goes the intro. I love it. You will love it, man. This is going to be a great. Yo, every time I see that, man, I get excited. I get excited because I'm like, yo, I can't wait till the show is off the ground. Coming soon. We got people signing up right now for it. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm putting the contestants together, trying to get these people married, man. I'm trying to get y'all married. I'm trying to get y'all married, man. Listen, marriage is a beautiful thing. And how you look at it is definitely up to you, but I say it's a gift from God, right? Because a lot of us, meaning, the melanated folk, we won't experience it in our lifetime. So I'm working, I'm doing my best. I'm getting the show off the ground. Hopefully by next week, I can finalize my first contestants that's going to be on the show. I want it to be organized, right? Here's the thing. I want the show to be like, I got people, either a bachelor or a bachelorette coming in. I have women and men, or, basically women shooting a shot at the bachelor, or vice versa, men shooting a shot at the bachelorette. But I'm handpicking these people, right? So I'm not, this is not something that I'm like doing, where it's random, where just random people coming in your inbox and saying whatever. No, I'm literally handpicking people to be on the show. So I say this to say, if y'all have anyone that's like, I want to join the show, I want to find love, I'm ready to take things to the next level, I'm tired of being single and alone, send them my way. Or if it's you, message me. message me. You can hit me up on my Instagram, send me a direct message. All of my information is in the description below. Also, I would like to give a special shout out to my channel sponsor, Tej Hanley. Listen, you click the link in my description, fellas, you'll get 40% off your first order and 20% off for a lifetime. Clicking that using my affiliate link in the description. Wash your face, fellas. You wonder why my skin is shining right now? As you can see the glow, right? I got to shave, but whatever. But my skin is shining right now due to the fact that I use Tej Hanley myself. I use it every day. I use the AM moisturizer and the PM moisturizer. So get yourself that Tej Hanley, y'all. Anyways, this was a funny show. Please stay in tune. Get ready for the next one. Sunday, we will be back with grown men talking. And then next Tuesday, grown women talking. God willing, we'll be ready to start Meet to Marry. I am going to end the show one more time with our Meet to Marry intro. And so until the next time, peace.